Hey, ¿qué onda? Mi nombre es Jonathan Antonio Martín Machain desde Tijuana, Baja California, México. My name is Jonathan Antonio Martín Machain from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, and this is the Tjridoo podcast. And with us today, Christian Muela.
Hello, everyone.
How are you, Mr. Christian Muela? How are you? First
I'm
of all,
fine.
where you from? Where you are talking? Where you talking from? Where you are from? Sorry, my English right now it's not so good.
I'm from Italy. I
Mhm.
live in Rome. My
Awesome.
origin uh, are from Congo and Italy.
Okay. Okay, they're from Congo. Your ancestors are for Congo.
My father is from Congo. My mother is here from Italy.
Wow,
Uh,
awesome.
and I started to play didgeridoo
Mhm.
20 years ago.
Whoa.
Um, I started listening a lot of music. My favorite music was free jazz, also experimental music. I also listened for a lot of rock music,
Mhm.
and all this kind of music now are my luggage of sound. When I play a didgeridoo, in some way I try to take something from this kind of music. At the beginning I was listening musician like Demetrio Stratos,
Mm.
who was an Italian singer who
See.
play overtone singing.
Mm.
He studied with Tangwan High, and in Italy, it was a reference for progressive rock.
Mhm.
Also, I used to listen to White Marmalade, to Charlie McMahon, Mark Atkins, David
Okay.
Hudson. Um, and for mainstream music, I used to listen a lot of Jimi Hendrix
Mhm.
and Pink Floyd, and also Miles Davis. In particular, there
Miles
is
Davis. Wow.
an album, Beaches Brew, that is my actual reference to when I improvise. I try to get some inspiration from that album, that mood, the mood that I feel it. Sorry for my English now. The mood, the feeling of that, of the atmosphere. You can listen by Beaches Brew. Songs like Spanish Key are very amazing, and I try the first time I started to play didgeridoo, I was trying to imitate,
Mhm.
or to play that kind of sound. So this is my luggage of the sound. After playing didgeridoo years later, I also discovered Audrey Michael, Dubravko Lapine, and
Mhm.
also Michael Peter Jackson.
Ah,
Uh,
yes. Yes.
he also inspired my style,
Mhm.
uh, that is beatboxing in the didgeridoo.
Oh, so awesome. I love Mr. Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson. That's one of the players that I don't know how to do it. Still don't know how to do it. Like I'm by myself. I'm trying to practice air code like Dubravko, but it's still I don't know how to play like Andre and Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson, even that he plays like it's not so complicated, but it's complicated at the same time because like Steam Train. No, no, no. Like Crazy Freak, something Freak. And he is breathing and how do we can do that shit? It's very tricky. It's so tricky. One of my favorite players, Mr. Mike Jackson.
Also,
Mm.
one of my preferred player.
Yes, yes, yes. How you told us that you started playing in 20 years ago, but how was your first encounter with the didgeridoo? I mean, you are like walking and then you hear something, or you heard a noise in a CD that it called your attention. How was your first encounter, and then how did you started to play?
I was studying. I studied uh, art in school, and met friends who play, who already play didgeridoo, and also instrument from other country like India. I started to listen the didgeridoo for the first time uh, in during the period I was studying at school. My first The first time I realized that I wanted to play that music it was when I tried to imitate the sound of some musician who I started to listen. When I started to play didgeridoo the first time,
Mhm.
I wasn't able to make no sound.
Mm,
After different months, I started to play some of the sound, and I started to try to understand how to make the sound. Simon Malambai, he make a lot of sound with the voice. I was trying to play on that way. Um, for me, at in the beginning, it wasn't simple. So I started to go to didgeridoo gathering.
mhm,
uh, I meet of a lot of musicians in that period was starting to play music, and also this is an important part of my uh, of my path, musical path, and
mhm,
uh, uh, and this give me the opportunity to know other musicians. I started to play truly the didgeridoo when I meet a musician who usually travel also in India, and together we started to create. I don't know how to tell in English. Collettivo,
mm,
a group of musicians who play didgeridoo. This is the this was my first approach
mm.
with the instrument.
So awesome, awesome story. It's like it's so cool that every single person has this different approach, but the same passion, the same like the love for the instrument. Do you have ever traveled to Australia?
Never, never traveled to Australia. I'd like to go to Australia, but no, never go to Australia at the moment.
It's like a dream for every single didgeridoo player like me, like you, going to Australia and learn with the Yonlu tribes with yes, the Yonlu tribes and all the like the festival over there, the Garma Ga something festival when all the people in Arnhem land join together and make a big party. That will be so awesome. And how's your music? Let me put over here music. Hi, las. It's my English is right now is not so good. Music. Que la chingada. ¿Cómo se llaman? Proyectos, your music projects. Tell us about your music projects with the didgeridoo.
Last year, I started a project that is Keep on Digging Records, in collaboration with a label is called
Wow.
Freecom. And the idea is to um, try to get more focus on
Mhm,
musical research with the didgeridoo
mhm,
in subcultural music.
mhm,
There is mainstream music, but
mhm,
also there are a lot of cultural music that represent the people. So today we have an instrument like didgeridoo that
mhm,
traditionally belong to the Aboriginal of Australia,
mhm,
uh, and at the same time represent um, a way me- to urban people to get connection between different people and try to um, live some some ancient attitude in
mhm.
the contemporary society.
See, so beautiful. Yes, this instrument connect us with all the ancestors, traditions, and all that kind of stuff. It's so beautiful. Trece. In this 20 years of playing, you just have this that only project, or you have more projects that you have been playing around.
And I have a different project. I have
Uh-huh.
project with the other musician,
Mm,
like band. For example, Home Sweet Home, we play didgeridoo, electronic music, and drum played in live. The the new lineup of the project is with this element. Before there was also a singer and other musician. It's a sort of uh, collective of musicians who play and try to produce trip hop music.
mm,
Also, I had different projects like Thumb, Primitive Field, who was a project of free improvisation,
mm,
radical improvisation. We never know what we are going to play, and for us was an important action to to um, to realize the music you are in that moment.
mm,
Uh, every moment you are different from the moment before, and this was the idea of radical improvisation. So primitive field, and also a lot of collaboration with several musicians. Now the biggest project is Keep on Digging Records, who collect music with several musicians. Maybe in future there will be also music in collaboration with you.
Awesome. Yeah. There can be very interesting that it's very interesting about the level, the music level. The first time that I hear uh, a music level that it hires you, right? You did sign with the level, the music level.
I, now I didn't understand. You asked me if I design the
No,
music.
sign. Like you have the contract. Oh, I'm gonna work with you. Okay, here you go.
Ah, okay. Um, I don't know if this is the first time a label tried to make this kind of collaboration.
Hmm.
This is part of the quality of the
Mm.
collaboration. The idea is try to create uh, something that can help people to realize contemporary music in contrast with something that is mainstream,
Yeah.
and at the same time the aim is to reach an higher level
Hmm.
to make high quality production. I don't think it's easy today try to make music like Michael Jackson did in the past. Also try to do something that is greater than others maker. I think the most important part is collaboration with different musicians that
Hmm.
came from different culture. For example, in Keep on Digging Records, I collaborate with a singer that is
Hmm.
Farzaneh Yorabci, who is a great singer. She sing and also play Iranian instrument.
Wow.
Um, Also, now I'm playing with some jazz musician that are famous here in Italy. Um, and there are some preview that I can't show you now. I can anticipate that in October
Uh-huh.
uh, um, we
In
will,
exclusiva, in exclusive.
yes, we will publish an album that is a live concert with Martin O'Loughlin.
Oh, sorry.
Studum, who play traditional didgeridoo and also experiment with electroacoustic sound, starting from the didgeridoo, but with using piezo as amplification for the didgeridoo, and at the same time I was playing with that sound, um, the cost. Uh, To explain better, I was playing with effect made in live effect made
Hmm.
during the play.
Hmm.
We also play a kind of mix between electronic music and ancient music, ancestral music.
Ancestral music, yes. Ancestral music.
We dedicate this album to the star, the space. The name of this album is Deep Space Music.
Deep space music. Awesome. You're gonna do electronic music, kind of.
I'm producing a lot of electronic music, especially trip hop and
Mhm.
techno, and with dub influence. Like my last album is Digin where who connect didgeridoo played the original sound of the didgeridoo
Mhm.
on electronic music, breakbeat, and also uh, trip hop atmosphere. Also, a lot of dub. You can find something on Spotify and also on YouTube.
Awesome. It's the do you this is the interesting part because we almost do the same, but I'm not in a label. I'm just a busker, but we do kind of the same thing. Do you produce the music on software, or you are like DAW-less producer with
I
808 drum machine, MC707 synthesizer, or everything on software?
um I pre- I mm, I prepare a lot of sound before I'm ready to play for for a live concert. The
Mm-hmm.
idea is that the electronic music can be played also by other musicians. So
Hmm.
uh, the drum part can be played by a drummer. The
Okay, it's more like more organic everything, right?
Yes, I can play alone, like dub mixing in
Hmm.
uh, I'm trying to play electronic music like a kind of dubbing, and
Hmm.
contemporary I play the didgeridoo like I'm doing a freestyle
Hmm.
on that music. Um, the album is the base of the project, because my idea is that every concert I can try to change something live, trying to get some inspiration on the concert, the place where I'm playing, so something can be different from the album.
Cool, cool, cool. So awesome. And do you r- you said that you are with this label, and do you live 100% of didgeridoo, or you do something else to, to make your living, or you are just 100% didgeridoo player?
I'm 100% focused on my on my task. I wanted to live with music. I wanted to live with the music that I love so I needed to make some choice uh, between, and sometimes I want to reach a task, and at the same time playing something that is not mainstream. um, it is not easy for me to live only with that kind of music. So I'm doing different work as educator, and try also to use my music to propose
Hmm.
to other person some different music experience, and try to give some ideas of what is possible to do playing the didgeridoo, but also other instrument. Uh, Also, starting with the voice, that is the main instrument of everyone.
Awesome. Um, I was trying to ask you something. I forgot. I made the, the note of here over here, but I forgot.
Mhm.
Sometimes my mind, we are having this kind of problem with English that is not our mother language, and I don't know, is it's happening to you, but I think right now I'm thinking in Spanish, in my mother language, and then I want to translate that to English, and then I'm speaking English, and I thought the question in Spanish, I put the note over here. I forgot the question in Spanish. I got it in English, and it was like so crazy, so crazy, so crazy. But that is very awesome, very very awesome. How many years do you have living of your music projects in how did you, because we are not so far away from COVID times. How do you survive the COVID times? That you are a full-time player, and then COVID, it was very tough, very very tough over there in Europe. How do you survive? How do you manage to survive those years in.
In these 3 years, I studied a lot. Um, I started to study something connected with
Okay.
music therapy, and I discovered that music therapy is something not connected with my purpose of music.
Mhm.
I prefer to uh, exchange
Show business.
with
Okay, okay.
with people some knowledge, um, and try that music can try to make people growly in a spiritual way.
Hmm.
Also for me, sometimes it's a bit weird the way I use it to translate my ideas. This time I'm just keep going. Um, Everything will came out from my vision of the music. Um, Also, these 3 years for me was the opportunity study some aspect of musical production. So I re-elaborate a lot of music. Re-elaborate also um, an uh, an aesthetic view of of my music. I started to be more artisanal in
Mhm.
a kind of a way. I I'd like to start to produce some didgeridoo, like the didgeridoo craftware,
Mhm.
craft crafters.
Crafter. Crafter.
Actually, for me, more easy to be a sound crafter.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to elaborate an idea of the sound that that can represent my idea of music.
Mhm.
Yes, I think this this is um, simply it, I just
Mhm.
starting to have some difficulty to translate this. I want
Say
to
it.
synthesize the sound, the feeling of the music that I wanted to present to people. Sometimes I play didgeridoo in a room and I feel that I'm doing something that is like a rave.
Mm,
And
yeah,
I
fuck yeah.
I wanted to reach the kind of sound that in an acoustic way is possible. In a digital way, you need to study. And also today there is the opportunity to make production in home studio.
Mhm.
If you play a lot of different projects, this is more is more easy for you to play and also mix produce your music in a faster way.
And you are also a didgeridoo crafter, or you want to do a didgeridoo? You have an idea of making a didgeridoo.
I made a didgeridoo 15 years ago. Because also I'm not only a musician, I studied as a sculptor.
Mm,
So I know how to craft different material.
mhm,
Um, Sound craftering, craftering sound is more easy than craftering stone.
mhm,
However, uh, it's an idea to make my didgeridoo. Also, I'm playing a lot of slide didgeridoo.
mhm,
Um, Today, I discovered that there are many other sounds that are more interesting than the actual uh, idea of the sound of the didgeridoo.
mhm.
Slide didgeridoo are more make similar sounds, but there are also wood didgeridoo that are have color and very particular um, or warmness
Mhm.
sound. I don't know. Maybe it's more easy that I take that didgeridoo and
Yeah.
I will play a little piece.
Yes. Yes. Nice. 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 So awesome. That's an agave. Agave dish.
No,
No.
no, I don't know uh,
Wood.
which type of wood.
It sounds very
Uh,
beautiful.
I think it's the best didgeridoo in my personal collection of didgeridoo.
That's one of your favorites dishes.
Yes, I never play this in live concert.
Mm.
And I have also other didgeridoo now. I can make the same kind of rhythm, and you for sure will understand how much different
Yes.
there is with other didgeridoo. For example, if for is possible, I can play another wood
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No.
didgeridoo.
Yeah. No problem. 36, 30. These are so awesome didgeridoos from our friend Christian Muela from Italy. That's a beautiful one. It has interesting shapes.
A bit hard to play now. I have
It's a
to.
very long one. Nice. That
Yes,
has more
more.
punch.
Yes. Now
That one has
it was more
punch.
more shorter because it was more easy to sustain that yeah, instrument with
It's heavy.
one one arm.
Yeah. What keys are those didgeridoos?
The first one is between E and F,
Mm.
so
E and
it's
F.
not
Okay.
regular.
Uh-huh. It depends. It depends, and that didgeridoo will be like when that didgeridoo. It's like one of my DJs that I got. I made this didgeridoo here in Tijuana at sea level, and then I traveled to Mexico City, and over there in Mexico City, it's high, very high from sea level, and my didgeridoo from E went to D. And sometimes it depends in what place I was playing. It was in E flat, very weird. But
Yes,
here it was E,
the
E, and over there with you, that didgeridoo sometimes plays E, sometimes plays F. So crazy. That's the crazy thing about didgeridoos. And I don't know how to say that in English, but in Spanish is tienes que temperar el instrumento, temperarlo, calentarlo. Having, if you want to have a certain note with that instrument, you have to warm it, warm the didgeridoo, and you will have that technique. It was shared from a friend that plays saxophone. That it was like, what, that that instrument is sometimes F, sometimes no, sometimes E flat, sometimes E. You can warm the instrument so you can have one note or another note, or if you want to have a high note, you put cold water and play, and when it's getting warm, you put another bottle of cold water and still play the high pitch. With that, your didgeridoo, the first one, is going to be the kind same thing.
I never tried this to keep the pitch on the same level.
Hmm.
I will try. I will try. I think this is an interesting way to keep the fundamental of the sound
Hmm.
uh, on the same range. Also, the other didgeridoo is
Mm.
tuned in C. The
Oh, es el do.
fundamental is C. Um, Here there is another didgeridoo that now is broken, and this was
Oh.
one of my very first didgeridoo. It was
Hmm.
made in tech. I really like um, this drawing. Now there is the the upper part that is broken,
Hmm.
so I can't play it anymore. But
Hmm.
I uh, leave this instrument here in my collection. Before it was F sharp.
F sharp.
It was amazing. Yes.
And
Also,
huh?
sometimes I try also to go over the idea that the fundamental of the didgeridoo is the key in which you have to sing. So I try to sing more stronger uh, than the sound of the fundamental. So I
Mhm.
can change a lot of sound.
Yes, I learned that from Dan Flynn. This is an awesome thing that you can sing. You play the drone, the fundamental drone of the drone of the ditch, and then you have your toots notes. If you play the drone and sing the fundamental note of your didgeridoo, it will sound very bright. But you are in the key just for say E, and your first toot is in the key of mi, do re mi fa sol la si, do, like C sharp. In your first toot, you will enhance that frequency, and it will sound very very beautiful, very beautiful. And I wanted to ask you also, how many music instruments, I will say that also, anything that you will with anything that you can produce music, how many other instruments do you play? Didgeridoo is one, but how many other instruments do you play?
I studied trumpet.
Okay.
Um, I never played trumpet in front of people
Hmm.
because it requires a lot of time to study because you need to keep the tune of each note.
Mm.
For me, it's very important to do this only for for me. Sometimes during the lesson um, with with people who are starting to play, I take my trumpet and I I try to make them play some sound in the trumpet. Also, I play overtone singing.
Overton. Like
It
the Mongolian. Yes.
yes,
Awesome.
is is similar to the Kalgira. I started to study overtone singing. I think I need to study with the other musician who play overtone singing. I think everyone never stopped to learn about music. So each technique, the way I use it to learn overtone singing also helped me to play didgeridoo better, and also playing didgeridoo helped me to play better the trumpet. The trumpet helped me
Hmm.
to keep the tune of a song, also produce electronic music in front of the computer, help me to arrange a song
Hmm.
while I'm playing.
What software do you use for the electronic music?
Actually, I'm using mainly Ableton Live.
Ableton Live. Yes. Everyone that I know that is doing music is Ableton. Ableton. Yeah.
And also for mixing and a kind of mastering in my
Hmm.
studio, I'm using Reaper.
Reaper. Okay. 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 I I I I'm I'm ay, ¿cómo se llama Fruit Loops? What is the name of Fruit Loops?
Fruit Loops.
It's a Slack name for that program, Fruit Loops, but it's not Fruit Loops. It's what is the
Fruit,
name of?
Fruit Loops Studio.
No, it's that's like I forgot the name, but it's ay güey, ¿cómo se llaman Fruit Loops? Es el FL Studio. Yes, FL Studio. Yes,
Okay.
FL Studio. I wanted to make music on FL Studio, but for me it's not so. ¿Me trae la TR? Está allá en la esquina la TR, la maquinita con la que hago música. But for me, it's like it's very complicated to do it the music on the software that I just bought. I not just bought. I made a. I am also the didgeridoo maker, and I made a trade for a TR6S Roland and try to do music with dowless and this little machine is fucking crazy, fucking crazy. If you want battery powered for buskers, battery powered. If you want right now, it is not plugged, but it's battery powered. If you want just a kick drum, you keep the kick drum. Boom, 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 boom. and then you program the hi hat. Understand? Close hi hat. Punts, 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 punts,
Yes,
punts.
for
Pa, pa,
masking.
pa. Boom, boom. In busking, it's like, oh shit. No, so beautiful, beautiful. And if you want to add some samples, your samples, or record your samples, or like I made a pattern over here with oh, the first track. The first track. Uh, Let me see. The first track, low bass. Ah, the
Mhm.
first track. I made a didgeridoo, sample, and it's right there. It'd be a very awesome. I love more the having all that just here. The rhythms. This is a rhythm performer, but it's also another like the big brother of this. No, like the middle brother of this one is the MC 101. That is like a four. That one is a four-channel machine. But the awesome thing about that one, it's polyphonic. On every channel, you can put like I don't know if it is six voices or four voices, like boom stats in one channel. And I think a little, yes, like three or four voices in one channel. That's very awesome. Do you ever made buskin over there?
I started to play as a basker. I play only with the didgeridoo, also with other musician and also actor and actors. Uh,
Wow.
it was amazing.
The-
For my kind of music, um, I can play for a baskets festival,
Mhm.
but for me it's kind of hard to play uh, the sound that my music, the music that I'm producing now in a basker contest, in a basker place.
Mhm. It's gonna be a little complicated because you need a lot of gear and to power up, or maybe another thing that it's you need this, you need that. In the street is like it's gonna limit you. What Busker festival? The Ferrara one or another festival?
I played also baskets festival in Ferrara.
Mm.
Um, a lot of baskets festival here in Italy. For me, there is no limitation on the
Okay.
place where are you going to play. Simply the project you are going to play require a good place. For example, raving with the didgeridoo in
Mhm.
um, in place that didn't belong to tribe musician and also people who wanted to listen the music, or maybe if you wanted to play rave music with the didgeridoo, and also you want to make people dance on
Mhm.
the didgeridoo, you need a place that give you the sound to make
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
to get a
Mhm.
big uh, uh, a big feeling of that didgeridoo, or a place with a good backline to play
Mhm.
and make everyone dance. If you wanted people that listen the sound or um, some particular lyrism on the didgeridoo, you also need a place to make that kind of listening, to help people to listen that kind of music.
Okay. And tell me about, I'm very curious about, cabrón, me equivoqué. 53 y acá 55. Okay. Tell me about a little bit of your experience because I'm very curious. I have been applying to Ferrara. Uh, in the last edition, it was like this close. So I to be over there. But the thing is that they hire another didgeridoo player, an Italian didgeridoo player. I don't know if you have seen Tribal Need. It's a very awesome live producer. But my thought it was like they saw me, they saw him, and because they don't know so much about the production and the didgeridoo styles, they thought didgeridoo player, electronic music, it's the same thing, and they hire the tribal need. But if you put more attention, we don't do not even the close thing. We play way different. He is an awesome, very good live producer. I don't produce live. I do like DJ and didgeridoo. But he got the spot. How was your experience over there in Ferrara? How is the event and your personal experience over there in Ferrara?
In Ferrara Basket Festival, um, for me, it's more easy to talk about the place where I felt that I was growing up as a musician. For example, years ago, it wasn't Imola, it was a modern basket festival that
Mm,
is a little festival, not big like Ferrara Baskets Festival. Um, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists played similar project. So it happens that someone plays something that is similar but different. In that period, at Imola Baskets Festival, they make people also play on uh, on the stage, and on that stage, I experiment a way to amplify the didgeridoo.
mhm,
I use it to play with a bass amplifier. I put
okay.
the microphone on the bass amplifier, which gave to the engineer two sounds: the line out of
Mm,
the amplifier, and also the microphone uh, put it in front of the
bass.
amplifier of
Okay.
the bass, of the oops, of the
Uh-huh.
bass amplifier. And
What?
also there was a mic
Uh-huh.
in front of the Tjridoo, and I in that period I was trying also to play like Andres Michael with a mic close to the nose.
Mhm,
Uh, so I collaborate with the sound engineer who it was mixing it in in live what I was going to play, and this is very different from It's different to like playing the your project and uh, always in the same way.
What
I don't know.
mhm.
I want to express very well this idea, but simply that that opportunity for me was an opportunity to have a different experience. Other musician who played didgeridoo never tried to do the same. I was happy. I was happy about that, and people also dance a lot of the time. So I was happy also to see that they dancing.
It got my attention that you use a bass amplifier. What, qué marca, qué, ay Dios, qué marca, qué marca, qué marca, brand. What brand was that amplifier? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. I used a cheap bass amplifier.
So there was a bass. Okay.
I paid for that 80 euro. It was like
Fuck.
something that like this. It was very easy to to take that instrument with me every time. And after I do several experimentation with
Hmm.
the amplifier, I sold the I sold out because I didn't need.
Too
Uh,
much.
yes,
It has sense because if we put attention on the didgeridoo, what key did you play the most with that amplifier? What key of didgeridoo?
I changed a lot of key. In that period, I used it also to play with deep slide the didgeridoo.
Okay.
The lower key was tuned in A. A.
In A, in a low A, right? A low
Yes.
A. We're talking about a low C is a 33 hertz, low 33, la do re mi fa sol la 33,
I
son
think something like
66, 50 something hertz,
yes,
50, almost
yes.
48. No, 48 is my drop octave of E. 66, like 50 something, 57, 50, something like that. Because a bass goes an open string in the first, an open string E, it's in a second octave, it's 40 something, or maybe if you have a five strings, you go lower. It's a no, an open B in a five strings, it's lower, it's like 66, 66, like 62, 60 something. If you get six strings, I think it's a, I don't remember the first, it's an F, low F. So in a bass amplifier, it makes a lot of sense because our didgeridoos can go way deep, so we need something to can reach those frequencies. It is
Yes.
more sense. And I got that, not the bass amplifier, but if you have a bass pedal, EQ pedal,
Hmm.
plug the microphone and plug to to the speaker, and you can enhance everything that you want. It's so awesome because I'm using a very cheap one, a Behringer graphic equalizer, 7 bands. Oh yeah, 7 bands equalizer, and it's so awesome. I recommend not the Behringer one, but if you have the Boss one, it will be way better. and there is one boss that it has 12 bandicoot that you can program for, say, I want to play this song. Ah, okay, I have this memory. Boom. Oh, we're gonna jump to another song. What? Which one? This one. Okay, you have the program. Boom. As the EQ is gonna move just with the memory. It's so interesting. Now I want a bass, a bass amplifier for my didgeridoos because I have one in the key of C, 66, no, yes, 66 hertz, that I can drop octave to 33 hertz, but in my normal speaker it doesn't sound good. It sounds like muffled. I don't know if you understand that. It sounds like this when I do the drop octave or the drone. It sounds like this on the speaker. I don't like the sound. I want a low end to be amplified, and that's not the speaker, but bass amplifier, it will do the work. The one last question here. It's the first time that I do this question with you, but it's very interesting because all your background. What's the weirdest project that you have worked with the didgeridoo? Like, people got told you, "Hey, we want to do this, and we want the didgeridoo." You were like, "For real?" What's the weirdest project that you have worked?
Um, never worked for
Mm,
weird project. So weird. It happens that for television,
mm,
they call me come si dice il provino when they um, make a rehearsal of
rehearsal.
what you can do before you are selected to go to television.
Okay.
They ask me after they listen what kind of music I can do. They ask me to play something like Michael Jackson, like Beat It.
Mm.
And for
Du-
me,
du- 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 du-
was
du- du- du.
very embarrassing. Try to imitate Beat It of Michael Jackson. I tried, but it wasn't. It wasn't me. Uh, so I think this was the weird episode
Yes.
connected with the didgeridoo.
Tan, taran, ta, tan, tan, taran, tan, tan, tara, ta, Yeah, yeah, yeah. So awesome. I was trying to say you in most of the time, but I was like doing the notes, doing the questions in all that stuff. Weird, because our mother languages are from Latin, so we are Latins. Spanish, Portuguese, French, Romanian, and Italian were brother language. Our mother language is Latin. I don't know why. I can understand Italian. I can understand Portuguese and a little bit of French, but a little bit. But the thing is that you have to talk to me like a child of 3 years. Slowly, slowly. I don't know. Is that I have too much interaction with another uh, players like you, like Andrea Furlan, Andrea Ferroni, uh, Gianni Placido, and other Italian players like you. That my 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 head is like uh, I don't know why. I understand a little bit. And if you wanted to like right now, you said something in Italian. I got the a little bit of what did you say, but 1 hour and 10 minutes. It was an awesome chat. For the next occasion, if you want to share your project, the exclusive for Tjridoo, we can talk about that. And maybe I don't guarantee. Well, yeah, you understand, can be in Italian, maybe, because I'm studying some languages, and I want to learn more languages. How many languages do you speak? English and Italian?
English, Italian. I wanted to learn French.
Hmm.
And stop, stop.
Yeah,
Uh, um, uh, Years ago, I went to Gran Canaria and I
mm,
learned to say I'm embostado. Like after I eat a lot of food, uh,
okay.
they teach me, said, uh, y soy embostado.
You try to learn Spanish? Yes, yes.
I need to learn Spanish. Yes, yes,
The
yes.
hardest part of the Spanish is to learn every country Spanish. And even when you are in the country, you have to study the city Spanish. The weirdest thing of Spanish, Mexican Spanish, it has so many differences between Spain Spanish and Mexican Spanish, Colombian Spanish, Argentinian Spanish, Chilean, I don't know how to say that, Chilean, people from Chile, people from Peru, Bolivia, Venezuela, Costa Rica, Panamá, Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador. Way different. That's the hardest part of Spanish, because hostias, tío, que estoy todo, ¿cómo dicen? How they say that, que estoy flipado. Que hostias, tío, que estoy flipado. Here in Tijuana, we will say that, estoy flipado. I'm so flipado. It's like, whoa, that's radical, like Californian English. En Tijuana, ¡hacias mamón! No mames, está bien curada ese pedo. En Mexico City, Spanish,
Eh,
cámara, se rifa ese carnal. It's way different. Or Colombian, una chimba, una chimba, parce. En Argentina,
Albert,
¿cómo dicen? Eh, che, viste, qué boludo, es boludo, che, no, es un quilombo, viste. Way different Spanish. It was one time in Mexico City, the last festival in Mexico City. It was a Argentinian, a Colombian, a dude from Peru, and three Mexicans. It was my, I was over there, but it was one from Chiapas and one from Mexico City. And a dude was talking, and all the rest, what did you say? No, que no sé qué, blah, no. What? Even with a Spanish speaker, it was very tough to understand each other. That's the difficult part of Spanish. Is not a single Spanish. It's lots of. It's the second language, more with more speakers. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Christian Muela. Last,
to you
last
invite me.
word that you want to say to the didgeridoo world community.
I want to say that in the next month, I'd like to meet people who want to share their personal music. If you want to stay in contact with me, you can also write on from my website.
Mm-hmm.
That is www.christianmuela,
Mm-hmm.
Christian CHR Christian Muela dot it. There is also a newsletter, um, mainly for people who spoke Italian, and also you can stay in contact from keepondigirecords.bandcamp.com, where a lot of music is going to be published in the next month.
Awesome. Every single website, every single social media is going to be in the description of the video.
Yes.
Christian Muela from Rome, Italy. Jonathan Antonio Martinez Machine. Bye bye.